Welcome back. And Andrew, are you on the line?
I think so. Am I?
Excellent. And we're going to take a call from Jeff at the same time so that we can get as much time in with him as possible. Jeff, are you on? Are you there?
I just want to agree with you. You're very eclectic and innovative in some of your suggestions. Learn to read. Is that the brand name of your show?
Need to read.
Need to read.
Yeah.
I read plenty in college and all that, and unfortunately had an industrial accident, and I get eye strain, and my concentration is shot at this point in my life. But I agree with you that radio is far better. I'm listening to 2 military-grade radios at a C crane. That would be your competitor's station. And I listen to both 2 stations at once. Split the headphone.
I see.
But even in the video, now my mother her religion is the Talking Head Sunday, and she's here. I'm with her at the Scottsdale home, and she watches and Chris Wolochensky, as Mike Savage would call him.
Yeah.
Son of Meatloaf, or Mike. Mike Wallace gets he threw the meatloaf at the parking meter maid. But she watched that program. I have to turn that TV away. Even on the local news, let's say they have a food spread on the table. They jump the camera around. I want you to watch this. They go for that 10-second shot. Or a 1-second shot. I don't know what the timing is, but there's food on the table. I can't even watch it. I had to turn the TV away from me. Just to say, I agree with you, and that is a good idea to be perceptive and to look out for those things that otherwise are no good.
Well, absolutely. You got to remember
they use right now. Can I ask what the discussion is right now? What are you guys agreeing on?
Tell me, Jeff, what is you were agreeing on in particular?
What now?
What in particular did you like as far as my
about your radio or audio versus visual?
Oh, audio versus visual.
What
absolutely.
My suggestion would be for those who have internet feed who are on the radio.
Yeah.
I don't want to look. I'm an insult when you're. I knew Joe. What's his name? Francis Battaglia. I knew Joe Battaglia. Back in radio a little ways.
Okay.
But anyway,
the
I don't want to see Pat McMahon's ugly mug. If you're doing video with radio, you should put up, graphs and charts and things that make your point, as opposed to a picture of yourself. If that, I don't know. I've never seen you, so I don't know. I'm not.
Well, I agree with that. This wanting to get the face on the camera is all very, very narcissistic.
Yes, we could call that to Alex Jones, a big fan of his, and I'm glad you carry your lineup on KFNN is a good one.
Did you guys just mention Alex Jones?
Yeah, Jeff did.
You support him?
What now? Oh, I love Alex Jones.
Support his ideas? Oh, dude, what's funny is I've been watching Alex Jones for years.
Have you? I caught on to him through Francis Battaglia and KFNN.
Yeah, KFNN.
I picked him up.
Yeah.
I try to keep it wide.
Because I'm not a video person.
Well,
I'm still naked with a flip phone. Okay, I'm really not. No, and I worked on VAX VMS and IBM, and those are computers that put man to the moon.
Yeah.
But
if he actually went to the moon.
What now? Yes, we did go to the moon.
Well, wouldn't those computers also be able to simulate? You fake it?
Oh, come on. The flat earth people are coming out now. Oh my God.
Well, hey, my grandson who's on the line with us, Andrew. How old are you, Andrew? 24?
24, yeah.
Well, see, he's ripe for all those crazy ideas. Right?
Oh yeah, well, I try to keep a wide range.
Yeah,
and, perceptiveness of what I
now. Just don't believe anything, though, Andrew.
What?
That's the thing. And what do you think about Jeff? What do you think about and Andrew too? What do you think about those the car chase solution?
I think that was a very good one. But what's going to happen is, what I had? I had a Chevy Astro, and I used to go out in the wilderness as a survivalist. Not that I'm military trained, but I did work with some of them. And I would go out for months at a time. And I stripped the vehicle down, a Chevy Astro, through an old engine with a regular distributor in it. Okay, what they're going to have now is a cancel out.
Oh, you mean to interrupt the ignition?
Well, screw the computer, basically. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Well, that you might as well. I mean, if that works too, but who knows? But I don't see how I mean, if you got a car that isn't doing like that, or what would be wrong with the transmitter dart? I mean,
that's a good idea. But the EMP technology is going to be enough to shut down the distributor.
Just about, because there's not going to be any cars on the road without computers.
Yeah, it might get a little bit wide, but that didn't stop Castro from bombarding the new American embassy under Frank Marshall Davis, a.k.a. Obama, from putting his embassy there. And they bombarded them with electronic signals.
Yeah, Obama had to open up Cuba.
There's a video out there about how Frank Marshall Davis is the real father, and they showed the pictures of his mother on the couch. I know I shouldn't go down that road.
Conspiracy, you know?
Conspiracy theory, but it's a good one, well documented.
I think they're all reptilian people, if you want to hear a real conspiracy theory.
Reptilian, there you go.
Yeah.
They are reptilians.
I've listened to some David Icke. I've listened to Alex Jones.
You know what?
I've listened to quite a few people.
His former wife lived in a complex in Sedona, a property had up there. But anyway, let's go down the personal road of David Icke.
Well, I fortunately don't know who that is. I keep myself centered on, you can, Jeff, if you want to hear a story.
Tell me.
That you would, it's probably on audio, but maybe not. It's an obscure story. It's by Aldous Huxley.
Huxley. Oh, I'm very familiar with him.
Yeah, and in his story, it's called Nuns at Luncheon.
Nuns and Munchkins.
No, Nuns at Lunch. But actually, he uses the word luncheon. But so nuns at lunch.
Nuns at lunchkins.
Luncheon. Like they're eating lunch in a restaurant. They're eating lunch in a restaurant, and they're talking about the articles that they write for both sides of the political spectrum.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's real satirical.
One more time, the author.
Aldous Huxley.
Huxley.
Brave New World.
Yes.
Yeah, he was. Even though he was into taking psychedelic drugs, sometimes he does have good points. So
G. Gordon Liddy was out there with the founder of the maker of LSD. What was his name? It escapes me.
Oh, what's his name?
I should know this. How do I not know this?
What's his name? Timothy Leary.
Timothy Leary.
Yeah,
there it is. He was at the gate. I met
Tune in.
Gordon
What was
Liddy
it? Tune in, drop out. Something. Turn on, tune in, drop out.
Yeah, tune in, drop out. That era.
Oh my God!
Anyway, let me get off the phone.
All right, Senor. Thank you for calling in, and we're going to continue on with this.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Thank you, Jeff.
No, I really appreciate all the insight, man.
All right. Okay, so that was Jeff from Scottsdale, and he had his mother with him. I guess he's trying to steer his mom right or something. And really we all need to try to. Andrew, are you going to vote Republican this vote? Are you going to vote Tuesday?
No, I was going to vote Whig.
Oh my God! Of course. Are you going to vote Tuesday?
No, I actually
Are you registered to vote?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely registered.
Okay,
to vote.
so Tuesday is a primary.
Probably, yeah, basically. I mean, it's hard to vote. It's hard to vote, man. I feel like,
It's hard to vote.
With like
Come on.
Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, so okay. It's hard to vote because they all make you sick. Okay, I understand.
They all do, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, I agree. I mean,
the thing I want to vote on is Congress. Terms or like getting them out of office.
Well, that's interesting because I have here in one of my papers. I was reviewing it over things I want to talk about and stuff. And here's one thing. When those scammers send you emails or phone calls and stuff, you should like play along with them. Right? Just to waste their time. As much as you can. Oh, I did. I made this one guy think I was going to get the money, putting it on the card, calling him back and stuff. That.
Oh, dude, I've totally done the same thing, Grandpa. That's so funny. Yeah, I do that to people all the time. I recognize when it's a scam. I'm like, you guys are trying to just get my money.
Yeah, and why not just play along with them and waste their time? And I usually call the authorities and give them whatever phone number I can or whatever email or something like that. Just there isn't much they can actually do about it, but it's hard for them to track that stuff because they use throwaway cell phones and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and I actually had one scammer who sent me a check. He sent me a check for like $5,000. And I took it to the bank and I told them, look at this check. And they go, well, this check's no good. You know that, right? I go, yeah, I know that. And so I turned it over to the police. They took it from me and said, we'll give it to the police. And it was pretty,
It's like counterfeit.
Yeah.
It's like a counterfeit.
Well, it was the kind of check that, they were hoping that I would put it in my bank account and then take the amount of cash out or some stupid thing. But, people do get sucked in that way.
Oh, yeah, dude.
My stepdad and mom got scammed that way. This guy hung out at this empty house and rented it out to like 10 people and took deposits from like 10 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it wasn't too funny. It was pretty bummed out, man. They took like $500 or $600 from my stepdad.
My step-grandpa, Jim, he actually the same thing happened with him. He gave all his money to actually a chick that he never met at all and gave her like $6,000.
Oh, my God. Don't tell us, some poor guy. Now he's on the radio that he did that. We're going to be coming back here for the last segment of the show. It goes so quickly, does it not? Andrew, stay on the line because I want to talk to you a little bit more. And okay?
Pharmaceutical compounding is the art and science of preparing personalized medications. Compounding pharmacists are able to tailor each prescription to fit your individual needs as recommended by your physician. So when would a person get a compounded medication? Well, there are many reasons, but one could be is if a person was on a medication that was previously manufactured but is no longer available. In that case, we can order the raw active ingredient and make that medication right here in our state-of-the-art lab. Another possibility would be if a patient had an allergy or intolerance to any of the fillers and dyes within the manufactured drug. We can make that medication without those ingredients. Or perhaps a drug is particularly bitter. We have flavors and sweeteners that any child, adult, or animal will enjoy. Here at Community Clinical Pharmacy, we realize medication is not one size fits all. We offer competitive cash prices, accept most major insurances, and can deliver the medication right to your door. Our compounding pharmacists have over 100 years experience, and we have the knowledge and resources required to make clinical recommendations to you and to your physician. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 480-969-0600 or visit us at our website, communityclinicalrx.com.
Welcome back. Andrew, are you still there?
Of course, yep.
Excellent. I'm glad you hung on. This is Need to Read, and we've been talking about the police actions. We were talking about conspiracy theory or something with Jeff from Scottsdale. I want to remind everybody that Surgenics, the stem cell people, and Dr. Sabetti injected my knee and my knees, both of them, and they're just really free from pain. So we're sponsored in part by Surgenics. And if you want to any more information about the stem cells treatments or anything like that, you just contact me at needtoreadkfnx1100 at gmail. Needtoreadkfnx1100 at gmail. And you can call in if you want to talk to Andrew and me at 602-277-5369. And Andrew, I was asking...
Do you believe in aliens?
Huh?
Do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe in aliens? You mean extraterrestrial aliens? Is that what you mean?
No, I meant just people that cross the border. Do you believe in them?
Do I believe in aliens?
No, extraterrestrials.
Extraterrestrials, right? Yeah, we don't know. Maybe it's fake news. Maybe they're not really coming. But it is a shame that the only story is not that these people are coming over illegally and they're supposedly asking for asylum, but they're not going to ports of entry to ask for asylum. They're coming across the border. The unregulated border, and it's their fault.
Exactly.
It's their fault that they've been separated from their kids for that reason. But still, it would be better.
Didn't Mexico invent they is the one that put the border there? Am I not correct? Didn't Mexico issue the border law?
I'm not sure what border law you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure that Mexico was the first one to put up a border.
Oh, you mean to keep people just because they wanted to make sure that the border between the United States and them was clear or something like that? I don't know about that history or not.
And now when there's a wall that needs to be built and they have to pay for it because they're the ones that put the border in the first place. Now it's a whole controversy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, the young have a very distinct view of things. And I'm not sure what you mean by they put the border there. The border has always existed. Maybe they insisted upon a certain definition of the border because...
No, I'm saying the one that actually initiated putting the border between America and Mexico was Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I was saying.
Okay, well, maybe
right?
we have somebody that wants to comment on that. If you want to, you can. 602-277-5369. If not, we'll just pass over it. And
we can actually talk about extraterrestrials.
Yeah, let's talk about extraterrestrials. Okay? Because, you know, when you stop and think about it, the chances are that there are thousands of inhabitable planets and probably thousands of civilizations, intelligent beings that live in those planets. And so it's not too far-fetched to believe that somehow they could find a way to traverse the distances of space. It would have to be...
I think it's pretty, like, closed-minded for people to think that, like, we are the only species in this world.
But how could they travel those distances, except if there was something what they like to call a wormhole, some bending of space or something, because even at the speed of light, it's thousands of years before you can ever get anywhere. I mean, that does not make any sense. So I don't believe these crafts, these UFOs and stuff. I don't believe those are actually extraterrestrials, but they could be. But
who knows, man? I think there's just been a lot of cases, you know, like just people thinking, you know, I don't remember anything from like the past 3 days. And I went to the hospital and the doctor found some sort of unidentified rock behind my eye.
Well, you know, they found other things. They found other things embedded in people's flesh. There are some extreme mysteries there. Some really weird mysteries that cannot be explained. And I believe that actually falls into the realm of spirituality more than anything else. It's a good possibility.
It really might. Actually might.
You know, this is a crazy...
Spirituality actually has a lot to do with...
This is a crazy theory. This is a crazy theory. And Christians might be there might be different religions that have a view on this, but I have a view that kind of comes from the Urantia book about the history of the earth and what's happened and why it is that we're not connected to the rest of the universe. As according to the Urantia book, almost all inhabited planets are connected to the universe through emissaries. Emissaries, diplomats.
Yeah.
God's order in the universe has like embassies in most of the in all the inhabited worlds. But some inhabited worlds have fallen into some kind of problems, and so these embassies are missing, and so the people there don't have an actual concrete evidence of God and in the vast spiritual bureaucracy. They're kind of cut off, and that's what I think we are. Is we're cut off on this earth from the connections to the government of God, the universal government. And
what if God was just an alien?
If he was just an alien, well, then he wouldn't be. Then it wouldn't be God, right?
Well, he would be. Oh, technically, I mean, what is God? God means like a creator, or
right. When you say God, capital G, God, you mean that thing which is all powerful and always have been and always will be, as we traditionally think God. But you know, when you think about the way that gods were thought of by the ancients. It was almost silly and petty because these gods were almost like them, full of jealousy, all kinds of weird relationships, babies being born out of the head of Jupiter or whatever, and weird stuff like that. They really weren't understanding that if you say God, you really can't say, well, this God of thunder or this God of the universe or this God of Mars. Just to say that there is a creator being is to put everybody, all those other ideas underneath it. They don't have any real value at all because they're just silly, because all the stuff around you is all science. Except for one thing. Actually, where did it all come from? I mean, they talk about...
There's a couple of incidents where, I think I've experienced my own, like, I think there's good and evil in the world.
Absolutely.
There really is.
Absolutely.
But sometimes evil is, like, makes itself present. That's my opinion.
Absolutely.
And, I'm not even a spiritual person or, like, really religious at all.
Right.
But I am spiritual. I just don't believe in, like, what other people believe in.
Right.
But I think that that's, I don't know. I don't know. It's the whole big concept that I don't even know.
Well, absolutely. But the only thing we really can't, we just try to do our best here on Earth and try to keep ourselves educated and try to work out what's best for what's the best way to act.
Well, in the book of Ezekiel in the Bible, it was there was a part where Ezekiel had seen a metallic chariot come from the sky.
Right,
and
right.
Out came a being that had like 4 faces or something like that.
Right, right. Well, have you read that? Have you read those passages yourself?
Yeah, no, definitely I have.
Well, it's very interesting.
I've read that Bible. I've read the Black Bible as well.
The Black Bible?
Yeah, it's very, very raunchy.
Oh, the Black Bible. Okay, all right,
yeah,
all right. What you mean, like Satan's Bible or something?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, all right. Well, we don't recommend anybody read that, but that's fine. It's always good to read things.
Oh yeah, I forgot this is a need to read. People, do not read that stuff.
Andrew, we brought this show to an end again, and I really appreciate everybody listening and viewing. And I'm sorry, the end of the show, dude. We got to go.
Okay, everybody love everybody, okay?
Everybody love everybody. Okay, that's good enough. Thank you, Andrew, and thank you, everybody, for listening. Please promote reading for fun, profit, and understanding and the development of habitual, critical thinking. And we can maybe set the world free from the jackboot of tyranny. We'll see you next week.
What does hope mean to you? Is it taking that extra step or just standing up? Is it running that extra mile or just walking down the stairs? Everyone defines hope differently, but at Surgenics, we want you to ask for more. We're giving hope back to patients by pioneering the next generation of medicine. Leveraging unprecedented quality, safety, and value, our products represent our vision that treatment can be different, that it can rekindle hope. Every member of our staff is dedicated to the vision that hope can be more than a dream for tomorrow, but with passion and commitment, can be something we can pioneer today. Welcome to Surgenics, where hope isn't a concept, it's a reality.